Hey everybody, it's Matt, AI DIY, the AI music guy. My website's aidiy.tech. Now, if you are keeping up with the Sony, Universal, Suno Udio legal battle, or just if you want to know how the industry's planning on handling copyright and payment to artists with Spotify, you're kind of going to get a little bit of an answer to how it may be going in the future. So that's what this video is about. If you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, so Spotify and Universal made an announcement about 4 days ago with Spotify about how they're going to be handling copyright payments or treating it's an opt-in, etc. I delayed this just to see if Suno was going to be on board with something. Instead of filming it straight away, I wanted to see how it was specifically going to lay out. And this is interesting. If you're keeping up with the thing, how the industry is going to handle the AI music, Spotify, Universal, Sony, Warner, all the big names, apparently they're teaming up to build responsible AI products. And it sounds kind of big, and it may be a turning point, and it possibly could be. But before anybody goes into panic mode or celebration mode, let's just actually look at what this thing is kind of saying, because it may not be what people are thinking if you read this article or headlines. So here's the deal. The article's everywhere. It's the same press release, different outlets, same content. Spotify says they've partnered up with Universal, Sony, Warner, and some others to develop the artist's first AI tools that protect copyright. They respect artists and somehow make everybody happy. There's some voices in the tech industry that believe copyright should be abolished. I think I did a thing on Trump saying that a couple months ago, saying we don't, musicians' rights matter, copyright is essential. It doesn't quote it to exactly who said that. It's part of the official press release. It's not Daniel Elk saying it. It's not some anonymous insider. It's an official press release. So we don't know who believes that copyright is essential, but I guess Spotify in general does. It's the same paragraph quoted in every article. Literally all of these outlets are reprinting the same blog post. So this is what we have. No product names, no actual new tools, no roadmap, no artist list, just a lot of language about how they feel about AI. And this is the thing, like I've been trying to scrape it to find out if there's actually signed documents, if there's a roadmap, what the tool is. I don't know. It's just one of those announcements that just sort of happens. But it's all about principles, respect, copyright transparency, consent, all good words. But it's not a plan. It's kind of like a mood board or a wish list or just letting to everybody know that we care. But there's nothing actually out there. Not saying that there's not going to be anything out there, but just keep in mind that the Universal, Sony, Warner, they're all in this legal battle with Suno and Udio, and they've done things recently to try to push that, work with us, let us take part of your company, let us have some control of your company. I did this a couple weeks ago. This could be the next. So this press release, because it's nothing specific, could be, hey man, we're teaming up with these people, you're running out of time. I've mentioned this in a previous one. Now, again, I mentioned in my last video on this topic that the record industry has put forward that offer to Suno and Udio, and that offer is very much a part of a stake in those companies, plus some kind of controlling rights. It doesn't make sense to try to destroy those two companies if they're trying to have part of it. It just hurts their bottom line. But if they're potentially going to go with Spotify and all them to have their own AI music models, then they're not going to need Suno and Udio. There's all sorts of AI music LLMs coming out recently, and I'll mention those in another video. Maybe, and we've talked about the industry wanting to have their own. At the moment, my suspicion is that a lot of these LLMs are breaking terms with Suno and Udio and actually running off the back of them. You know, there's plenty of money in the industry where they could have their own and they won't need those. This could be very much letting Suno and Udio know that this is coming. It could just be, you know, a bunch of shit. Who knows? But it's not any sort of deal that's going on that we know about. It's not an update. It's a press release that everybody's sort of dressing up and panicking like a news story. Now, I'm just here to let everybody know that there's nothing specific in this deal. It's potentially, like, I don't want to brush it off entirely. I mean, I want to look at the body of the article itself. Potentially good for artists, and it could be potentially good for us. I know a lot of us are sort of hanging out to find out exactly how that lawsuit's going to go. A lot of us do want artists to be paid, just don't want to have to constantly worry about whether our stuff's going to be taken down because something ends up in the legal space of this and says all that stuff that you produce is not legally done, or you have to figure out all the parts of your song, break it down, and write out checks to individual artists or something. This news might transpire in the way that it's all going to happen automatically because Spotify and the industry are going to do it. Apparently, part of this is on a voluntary basis with the artists. I don't know exactly what that looks like because the press releases aren't giving any actual information. But that's it in a nutshell. I didn't want this article to go out like most articles in the AI music space and the music space around copyright and AI. The article goes out, gives out no information. Headline is scary, and people just going, it means this and it means this. As far as the press release goes right now, as far as my filming, who knows when this video gets released, it could change. But as far as like it goes, there's nothing that says anything other than that team up's happening. So I wanted you to know that, and I hope you basically go to those articles and read them yourself. Possibly I'll have them in the description here. Otherwise you can just Google it. But that being said, please discuss in the comments below. Like I said, I like to cut off the panic and the assumptions being made that happen a lot of times in the Discords and the Facebook groups. But yeah, I mean, it potentially could be a big thing. It'd be interesting to know what you have to say about this. So thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe and follow along. I appreciate that. If we grow this channel, the community grows, and you'll get more interesting videos out like this. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.